Bam! There we are.
All right.
What
Good
is
morning.
up?
Happy Monday.
Yes, sir.
Last Monday before Halloween. Hope you got your costumes ready. I don't.
You know what? In my little condo complex universe, it's like the dead. It's like there's some people like on Timberglen and in the surrounding neighborhood that go just bonkers, and there's like the 20-foot skeleton in the art, and it's like holy shit. They've gotten really good with the decorations as far as like what you can get at the store, and I'm like super impressed.
Oh, we bought one that we have a clown that's probably 5 feet tall, and it holds a bowl of candy, and if you motion activate it, or there's like a stomp pad like clicker thing, it spits candy out and does like this whole it spits candy out its mouth into the bowl. So yeah, we bought into some of this gimmicky stuff.
Halloween is my favorite holiday.
Yeah. It's my wife's birthday.
Oh, right on. My sister's the day before.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
So Halloween is my favorite holiday. Previous to second ex-wife, my original condo by the Galleria, it was Halloween every night. Yeah. I had, everything was black. It was just like super, it was like an unsupervised heavy metal kid has a bachelor pad. Everything is like Your Way and what was the other one? Cantoni, like the all metal and glass, and it was just like everything was like super dark and sterile and creepy, and I just have that sort of like macabre side, and it's like now I have a few artifacts, but the condo I'm in now is like there's daylight everywhere,
natural light coming through.
It's like ambient light, and like but I love Halloween.
What time it is.
I just don't decorate, so I've never decorated in my adult life for any seasonal thing or anything. It was just one time. We were doing the white elephant for affiliates at Metrotex, and this was, I don't know, probably 10 years ago, but they finally came out with a life-size Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Okay. Like this, the sad-ass looking, just beaten down Christmas tree. I almost kept it. I bought it for the white elephant, and I was like, okay, this is a Christmas. This is one I could get behind. I almost kept it, but
we did one year. I had a sad tree in my front yard, and we hung the little red ball at the end of it, and we made it like a Charlie Brown tree. We just didn't know what to do with it. We're just like, man, it's so ugly. We're not going to cut it down.
Sad.
Yeah, so we just made it. We brought it into gave it a big group hug with the rest of the Christmas decorations.
Right on.
What happened this weekend?
So the real news is I have a house guest.
Oh,
yes. So
okay,
yeah. So that's just things are different.
We
now.
never go deep. You have like a permanent house guest, temporary, couple months.
To be determined.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So yes, I'm.
I look forward to peeling back that onion off air.
Yeah, it's a whole new world.
Okay.
But other than that, shout out to Colette. And
hey, Colette.
I've been doing this. So Sarah, who is the sales leader of the Memphis office, she was here for some KWGO something or other, and Teresa did an interview. Hellacious story, like strong sauce, like whoa.
Did an interview here?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
So like she was on Teresa's. I don't know. I think we posted it. I'm not sure.
I'm sure you posted it. I'm sure I missed it. There's a lot of content that comes out of this place.
Yeah, that's true. But like super strong sauce as far as the story and the background and like her mission and all that stuff. All the standard things that you would think of or that you would hear in like a branding class. And so Colette has been working with her on the branding and the launch, but I'm doing the like list for Santa of like, hey, here's the things that you would need as a 1-person studio, as a 2-person studio. And then now I'm waiting on the recon for the size of their room and the stuff that they're doing. And to figure out like, okay, do you want to go live? Because there's like all this list of stuff that, it's, oh, so you want to do a podcast, and it's like, all right, are you just going to do it like a Zoom call or ... more stuff is required. And so that's been fun, just in the sense of, okay, well, I have carte blanche to just like, hey, get all this stuff or get none of it or get half of it. And so I gave her a truncated list of like the Sonys and stuff that we got here. And it's just been cool to know that, okay, so the branding overlap. So I get to now see how the sausage is made, because I came in when Teresa and Colette already had the upside dialed in. It was like logo, color scheme, the mission statement, all of that dialed in. Well, now I'm getting to see it as it's kind of unfolding. And then I want to say it's December 2nd. We'll be at her Brand in a Day.
I was going to say Brand in a Day is coming up.
Yeah, right? So that's December 2nd. And so that'll be cool.
December 1st, Disrupt Her. December 2nd.
Yes.
Brand in a Day. Wow,
Speaking of Disrupt Her, last night I got confirmation. So we are on for November 18th at the Far North Dallas Realtor meeting. We are basically going to do some sort of live version of podcast, Q&A, panel, promotion for the Disruptor. So like last night, Ashley, Michelle, and Teresa all confirmed. So now they're going to reach out to Courtney and Lacey. And so if we get all 5 of them there, it's like we got 4 microphones. So, we'll have that going. But I love the idea of being able to take it on the road, so to speak, with enough, lead time and logistics. So, I'm fired up for that.
So we've got the Far North Dallas Area Realtor meeting is at the Drawing Board.
Yes.
It's in Richardson.
Basically Campbell and 75.
Yep, and we're gonna have it set up. So the Disrupt Her podcast is we're basically bringing in some
heavy hitters,
heavy hitting women that know. Can't use heavy and women in the same sentence.
Heavy hitter.
Some heavy hitters. Yeah. Just rock stars, people that we admire in the social media space and that have their own podcasts. And we're going to have them come on and talk a little bit about what it's like to make it and kind of let their personality come out. And if you've seen, Ashley, Courtney, Michelle.
Yeah. And they're all rock stars of slightly different flavors.
Oh, that's my favorite part is that they're all successful with very different approaches. Like if you watch one of Lacey's videos, it might be 15 minutes on like soil and like Carrollton. And you're like, okay, but like she's super smart. And then like Courtney's stuff might be is a little more like fluffy. Maybe she's telling you a story. It's funnier.
A little bit more like reality TV. So she has like an actual
I feel like she just got out of a listing appointment. She like gets in her car and like puts play and she's just like,
yes.
Like, you gotta stop doing this. Right?
Yeah. And there's like a behind the scenes aspect. And the beauty of it is they're all natural in their own way, in their own elements, so like Michelle has like the coaching thing. Yeah. And then Ashley has the sort of like loose cannon independent broker thing. And then Teresa has the like giant group hug thing where it's like, she runs an office.
Isn't like empowering.
She manages an office with like 600 agents, those are all completely different stripes as far as, and they're all good and they all overlap, but they all complement, which is another thing, which is awesome because I don't know. I was always raised with the idea of like, whoever's at the top, they didn't get there honestly. You know what I mean? And it was just like, that's just a way for it to feel better about your shitty life, and turns out, oh no, actually at the top, there's like a lot of cool people, and it's like usually almost all the time, people that are doing better than you aren't going to criticize you.
Most of the time,
and so
people don't punch down.
Exactly.
Yeah,
everybody punches up. As far as the critics go, and it's been interesting watching everything sort of evolve. Where, from the first time that Ashley and Michelle sat down, and like actually it was me and Michelle interviewing Ashley. And back then we used to record on Fridays and pretend that it was Wednesday.
Yeah, because you weren't good enough.
Right.
So it could break between.
Yeah, and we would pretend it was Wednesday. So there'd be like all these like janky like dates and like, well, what did you do yesterday? It was like, oh shit, it's not really that day, But watching that, and then so what I would do is I would just clean it up, color correct, balance the verticals or whatever, and Michelle and I were having fun the whole time, and part of it was just to teach the guys, in and out that could run the stuff.
Yeah, we're just getting reps.
Exactly. And then the first time out, it was like I'm editing the show with Ashley, and I'm like, oh shit, this is actually really good. Which, I'm not damning like the previous content, but it was like, oh, this is really good. And the dynamic where they're like Abbott and Costello, and it's like, because like sometimes it's like two cats in a sack if you get people that are opposite, and other times it's like, oh, this is good, where like everybody's comfortable in their own skin, and then it can be like this force multiplier where it's complementary rather than confrontational. And ever since then, it's like it's been like this arms race of like, okay, then what? And then I was saying to Austin earlier, we did that event at the city title where Teresa emceed. And out of that, and then Alan was part of the thing. And so like this whole thing just grows. And so now we're going to be at the area realtor meeting.
Cool.
And
it's cool that you're now in a position to take a consultative approach to like building a whole nother studio.
Oh yeah, oh my god,
right? Like what level you've like past 2 years. It's just very cool to see it all.
Thank you. Tear up. And having had my ass kicked in a handful of
you got to take your beatings. You don't learn a lot by winning. Like when you do well, you don't learn a lot. And they say there's. I forget the expression, so I'm not even going to try
the first studio in Dallas was just a beatdown, where it was just like, it was just left, right, center. I'm just getting my ass handed to me. And a lot of that ends up being, well, it's proof of concept, and it's like, that concept doesn't work. Or you learn the things of like, don't announce things before you're ready. Things like that. Oh, speaking of, you can tease something.
I'll tease that in a minute. What time we got? Okay, we got time to do that.
Yeah. Okay. So, but like there, it's like I can't resist. But like there, that's something that I'm very excited for you about. Where it's like it's a cool thing. And then in your prep work for that, it actually got you to realize ChatGPT sucks.
So, yeah,
I've been dying to say that just from oh my God, I get so frustrated.
I don't want to use the term sucks, right? Because every AI, every large language model and everything is built to do something well.
That's true.
And ChatGPT does a lot of things well. And from a usability and being able to prompt it, and it gets what you gets the gist, and it agrees with you. Hey, sport, you're doing great, Tiger.
Yeah,
just hang in there, buddy.
Yeah, if you want a confidence boost.
Yeah, you can say the dumbest thing you've ever thought, and it'll come back and be like, "That's really insightful." So ChatGPT. So let me back up. And I'll probably announce this either later this week or next week, but I have a new opportunity that's going to require me to build a large database.
Yes.
In an effort to connect good businesses with new local people. And so we'll talk about more to come on that.
Yes,
but
and it's adjacent to everything.
Yeah, it's a big. I mean, my partnership with Studio USA is still existing, and we're going to continue to grow what we're doing here through that adjacency. So, super excited for that. Really excited to talk about it. Really hard not to talk about it over the last couple of weeks. So, so I was doing some research, and I tried for probably like a half day to get ChatGPT to help build me a list. It's like, hey, I've got all of my industry verticals and people I want to talk to. I've got a big template that's really clean and easy for you to understand. Can you give me like a CSV that shows me? And it's like, I absolutely can. And it starts doing it, and it does a little bit.
A little bit. Yes.
Yeah, and then it stops.
It is the king of overpromising.
Yeah, after he's like, yeah, I got you, man. And then it goes like, after a little bit, it's like, I'm tired.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's like, hey, this is a lot of work.
I'm having a hard time seeing that. Yeah, and it's like, wait a minute, you just told me you could.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, can I? And it starts giving me suggestions. Do you want me to add a column here? Do you want me to do that? And I was like, no, I want you to just do what I told you to do. Yeah. It's like, gotcha, boss. And it runs off, and it never completes anything. And it was like, I was finally fed up with it because it told me that it was thinking, that it was doing something. And I got up and I left for like 10 minutes, did something, came back, and it was still there. And I was like, hey, what you doing? And
Status.
It's like, oh, sorry, you're right. I stopped doing stuff. I haven't been thinking this entire time. I told you I was thinking, but I'm not. And I was like, okay,
right.
I'm done. So I went and looked at I went and did some more research on like, hey, what's a good LLM that I could be using to do this type of stuff? And like, so I started kicking the tires on some things, and Claude, is my winner right now.
Right on.
In the sense that, well, it's more expensive because it's using basically how much you make it think you're paying for.
Yes.
So I burned through my first $20 in like 5 minutes.
Well, and then that's how you know that you're doing it.
Yeah.
And, because I was like,
I got to be smarter with the prompt, because ChatGPT, I'm kind of like, because if it doesn't work, like I pay my money, and like if it doesn't work, I can still prompt it. And like this is the first time that like I've hit like a wall with processing, right? Like it's like, I'm not going to think anymore until you give me more.
Yes.
But it does it. I feel like I gave it a really good prompt, and it started spitting out. I'm kind of going industry by industry and refining, because I'm not just looking for like a leads list or like a prospect list or something.
Give me all small businesses.
Yeah, but I needed to go in and tell me like who has the most best Google reviews, and like who show me customer testimonials, and like look through all this stuff and align that with like who are my best landscapers in these 2 zip codes, right?
Okay, sort of like almost like an Angie's List approach.
Essentially. Real producers.
Like scrubbing.
Real producers. Jordan will get up on stage and he'll say, every business owner in this room isn't here because they have the money in a checkbook. They came here because somebody recommended them, that they're vetted by people that you trust and know.
Right.
And I want that.
I don't the people that do the business. It's like, these are the people that sold enough to get into real producers.
Right.
That recommended the people that they work with.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is my roofer. I did $15 million in closing last year. This is my roofer. He saves my ass more times than I can count in the past 15 years.
Well, like
that's how you get in front of all these people.
What you are to Ashley.
Yeah,
where it's like,
exactly.
I call Tanner or I text Tanner at 7 a.m. and he goes and does some like crazy ass.
This is a guy that comes and makes diving catches for me, like that works in my business, like helps me work inside my business. So I'm working to create that. But Claude has been really good at staying consistent.
Yes.
With ChatGPT really likes it. It tends to deviate.
It starts to veer off, and then it hallucinates, or it's because I would get so fucking mad at it that I will literally like, what in your programming right now is preventing you from completing the task without suggesting other opportunities or other alternatives or whatever, and then it'll give me the breakdown of well, in reality I'm just predictive analytics and I'm trying to be helpful and I'm trying to assume what you might want to do next, and it's not on task. It's basically telling me like, I'm not a computer and I'm not a database, and I can only see things in this chat if you specifically tell me to look at them. So it's like for example, I was doing I was a mortgage guy in a previous life. And it's like, I remember enough now to get it totally jacked up and bullshit and wrong. So it was like, I was looking at like, okay, what are the Texas cash out requirements, blah, 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 whatever. And so I start uploading and asking questions, and it's like, it would veer off, and it's like, no, Texas has a specific, it's 50 A6 or some shit like that. It has a specific code in the legal part that it's like, no, it isn't. Like if I'm in Boise, Idaho, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's a totally different animal. It's unique to Texas, and it would keep veering off. Would you like this? And I'm like, no. And then I did the Claude thing, and the coolest thing about Claude was it had the extensions. It was almost like a browser where it's like, oh, hey, do you want to add the PDF extension?
I have not done. Well, I do have it does send me it's doing everything in like CSVs. But
I'm talking about where it had all the connective tissue on the front end. Oh, do you want to connect your Gmail?
Oh,
do you want to connect your Google Drive?
I haven't done that yet, but I'm really interested in, because I'm looking right now at like closed loop AI systems.
Oh yeah.
So something that's not connected to the internet, that I feed it specific data,
it's like
and
an in-house, like
completely
a literal
in-house
virtual assistant.
My next project when I come up for air will be to start building something that can work for me on the back end like that. That is a closed system that only goes out when it specifically needs
kind of like what the things that Shoni was talking about at the AI deal.
Yeah, like Ulama is like one of them that I've been looking at. There's a few
so
others
like I now have, I probably pay $150 a month for the different AI platforms and the different things, and there are certain ones that are just fantastic, because it's like I've got one guy, he's I don't know, in some hellhole nightmare of an HOA lawsuit, but he had all of their Zoom calls for however, like over what, it was just ridiculous. I'm like, he's like, dude, can you help me like transcribe these or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, dude, just send me everything in Google Drive, send me the links.
And you could link Google Drive to
Claude. Or then I was just like, okay, so I could do that, or Otter. Where it was just like, I literally would take, and now I had to do a little bit of work, but it's literally going and strip the audio off, and I just do like a dog shit MP3 where it's like super low fidelity, but who cares? It's enough, you could hear what they're saying. And so it's a small file size, because that was the other thing where
I'm going to use Otter. I've got training next week, and I've signed up for Otter, but I haven't used. I got to go play with it, because I'm going to record all of our
Speaking of that,
our training.
At some point in time, I did connect Otter to the studio calendar. Pitch 59 had a meeting last week for all the affiliate people, and it's like, we need to circle back with them at some point, because that's also good for
for what I'm doing, for the thing that I'm doing. Man, I can't. So excited.
The thing. But Otter sends me an email, says like, oh, hey, here's everything that happened in the meeting you didn't go to.
Yeah. Right.
And I was like, oh shit. Like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Well, you had, so you could see it on your calendar.
So it's in my calendar.
You had it on the calendar, but you didn't go.
I didn't go.
So because it was synced,
and then
you got the meeting notes.
Yes, I got the meeting transcript.
Cool.
And then I could take that and just be like, give me the bullet point list of anything new or anything, so it's like, and then you can also ask it questions about what happened. So if it was like some just protracted, like day long thing or whatever, you'd be like, okay, so when did they say this, or did they bring this up?
When did they talk about this topic or something?
I mean, it's unbelievable. And I was having breakfast with somebody, and they were saying that they're now no longer afraid of AI, but they're like, okay, now I need to see what it can do. Because I was just talking about like, oh yeah, my buddy Mark, he has the thing with HOA, and I said, yeah, I just send him all the transcripts and PDFs. And then it's like, okay, now you can send that to your lawyer, and they don't have to charge you, to like look at a video.
Video, 1 minute of video.
Yep.
Yeah. $250 an hour or whatever lawyers are now.
It was a 4-hour Zoom call where they were at war with each other.
Yeah.
And it's like he said, she said, and just like all kinds of crazy bullshit. Yeah. But like stacking the AI seems to be the order of the day. And now maybe there will be a, sooner or later, like a one size fits all. But the crazy thing is it's all just basically, it'd be like no different than like storing shit in flash memory on a tablet. It's like, it ain't that good, know? And if you try to overload it, because I can't wait until like, hopefully they'll have a time where it actually is a large language model, but also with like a CPU and a processor that can actually not think for itself, but actually retain the data. Because that's the problem. Like what you're saying, you're wanting a database.
It lacks memory. Well, even Claude. So you played with Claude enough. You reached the end of your conversation.
Oh my God.
And
dude,
so
that was like 3 PDFs. 'Cause it's like,
and I spent a good amount of my time developing my prompt. So I had to go back and grab my prompt again and like start it all over, and it's fine. And I bought now Claude's, they'll charge you $200 a month if you'll take it. So so like I up my thing, I maxed my thing in Claude. So now I'm going to see if my conversations get long, because I should get like 20 times the amount of thinking
it's like 200
power.
tokens, which I think one word is like 0.75 of a token is the way that they kind of gauge what you're doing.
Okay,
and so that's why, like, if I said I uploaded, I don't know, like a chat log or just because I'm always curious and be like, okay, how much data can you parse before you start making shit up or forgetting or even worse, paraphrasing? And it's like I try to say like, okay, retain this. I say OCR scan, retain as a foundational database for this conversation. And it does its thing, and then I start asking questions, and then I will know in the conversation whether or not I said something. And it'll come back, and like GPT is the worst, where it automatically defaults to assistant mode on everything, which is like you were saying, like, hey buddy,
hey pal,
everything is the feel good moment and like the best choice you ever made, and like, oh, that's a fantastic question or whatever, and then it tries to paraphrase and interpret what was happening conversationally, and it's like, well, from a data standpoint, that's bullshit. I mean, it's like that's the worst. It's like, well, why don't I just ask you a question about like something in a forensic way, and you just make something up, like don't even bother to, and then, oh my God, like you said, where it would work on the thing, and you think like, oh, okay, wow, it's really thinking. It's like the old Star Trek working, where the computer would do its thing, and then it's like, and you hear like the ticker tape in the background or whatever.
Exactly.
And then nothing comes out.
Yeah. And so Claude's also good because I can watch it work.
Yes, like Grok. Grok does that too.
Grok does that too. Yeah. So I haven't played that much with Grok, but I do love the fact that I can watch it work. Like I have it building CSVs, and sometimes usually like 50 to 100 lines at a time, and I watch it build the whole thing, and I can like check on it, and it tells me where it's looking up, and it's researching, and like, hey, I'm finding this on Yelp, and I'm finding this is based on Google reviews, and it puts all things, like, it's just better. It's like, just better.
Show your work.
And not to say it's going to be end all be all. Like this is, by the way, this is stale when we turn the cameras off, because there could be something tomorrow. That but we do try to stay on top of it. We do try to test things, kick the tires.
Yes, absolutely.
To the point where we have enough experience to at least have an opinion.
Yeah,
right.
And know enough to be dangerous. Yeah, and then every once in a while you come up with like that little magic combination of like the otter, notion, gamma. Like where it's like,
oh, you put these together. This does better than this. And if I align this, like I had ChatGPT create a lot of my prompts for Claude.
There you go.
Right. Because ChatGPT did a good job of creating a prompt.
Right. It just can't.
But it just
follow
can't
through.
Execute it.
Yeah.
Right.
And when it starts losing track of the thread, and the other thing is, it's we'd said this before, where it doesn't see what it's done. It knows it did something, and it knows that there's a thing in the thread, but it would say like, yeah, I can't see those I can't see those files. I see that there are files, but I can't read them. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, what good is that? And that's where I start getting pissed. I just start getting mad. And like, if you actually looked at my interactions with GPT, they'd be like, oh, that dude's violent. That dude's unhinged.
It gets tough. So anyway, it was cool because I worked at a call center. I worked in sales for the better part of a decade.
Same.
And lots of cold calling, lots of like finding new leads, doing lots of strategies around how to find the right people and how, all that stuff. And to see something proficiently do something that would take me days.
Oh my God.
We're sitting in the airport lounge, like me and my wife, we were in San Diego yesterday, and we're sitting in the airport lounge, and I'm like on my computer, and I just got like this shit-eating grin on my face, and she's like, "What is going on?" And I was like, "You would not believe how long this would take me," and like I'm spot checking, like making sure that everything's like legit, that it's not like making things up, because Claude's a new AI platform for me, and it could just be completely full of shit.
Yes,
but it's not, which is great because I haven't found anything yet that it's missing. It's been 100% accurate so far on as far as finding like business names, phone numbers, contact information. Now it leaves stuff off when it doesn't have it, and that was part of the prompt, right? It's like, hey, like if you can't find a business owner
don't
for
fill
me,
in blanks.
Yeah, if you don't have an address, if you don't have, like, don't do that. And if you find cool things in about the company, put it in the notes, and it does that really good.
Okay, that's badass.
So it'll tell like, hey, this company was founded in 2011. It won the something of a year here. It's A+ Better Business Bureau. It's got, so I have some things when I'm talking to these people that I know a little bit about them.
Oh yeah. So then you're halfway there.
Yeah, and then so when we go start making cold calls and stuff, I can take a smaller list and I can have it build like business profiles, right, on different people.
Oh, yeah.
So when you pick up the phone, I know I've got kind of a cheat sheet on what you do, where you operate, who you sell to,
I wonder,
any articles you've had.
I bet Gamma down the road could do like framing out of content.
Oh yeah,
for the thing.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
You could build a whole plan around a company, like a marketing plan around a company, and just slide it over.
Yeah,
and staple it together.
Like do like a conversation call, whatever, or video content. Transcribe. Now you have an article, because one of the things is.
Oh yeah, to go in like otter conversation to like a feature in a publication or something,
like a flyer, a feature, an article, whatever. I mean, it was because like I blew Shoney's mind. So it was like I connected with him on Instagram and Facebook, and it was like because he circled back. So it's like I always love it when I send the request or whatever, and then the person comes back and goes, "Hey, dude, thanks for the ad." Da da da. That sort of like polished internet thing. Versus like the robot bullshit from LinkedIn, where it's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have said accept. Like now I have like 17 things. Hey, I just saw your amazing profile with Studio. Oh Jesus, like that's just the worst. But he circles back, and then I was like, hey, dude, is it cool if we post some of the stuff? And he's like, what stuff? And I was like, oh, here, check this out. And I was like, the best part was like, your presentation was badass, and I was paying attention, and I said, here, stacked a bunch of stuff, knock yourself out. Dude, within like 2 hours, I'm seeing he's like posting stuff. He's posting the reels. I'm like, okay.
I said, we wanted to post that.
Right. I'm like, okay, we're definitely on the right track. And like because from proof of concept, or like, hey, what can I do with this gigantic lump of raw whatever, and is it raw sewage or is it raw materials, and then to put it all through the multi-layered wood chippers of all the different AI, and then come up with this sort of like just this portfolio of content out of one thing. I was like, okay, that's cool. And what you've said it a bunch of times, you're like, oh, this is the worst it'll ever be.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, this is the bullshit, like carny version of making something up as you go, and it's already pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like
we're gonna look back on this conversation we're having right now in 2 years, or less, and just be laughing.
Right. It'd be like, oh, we were making fire with sticks.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. Well, dude.
So.
I'm excited. Yeah.
What else? Is that all?
Well, because like we're at 9:30.
Time for me to go to. Yeah, I've got to shoot. I gotta go. I get there. What's going on the rest of the week for you?
That's a good question. Not a whole lot of big stuff that I can think of. I'm still working at. So like I've got. We're doing the AI thing for Andrea Miller, and like dialing in the. It's basically like, what does AI say about you? Like that kind of thing. Or like, let's massage it so it so she did come up on the top 5 as of, so like the Google review, hitting that 25 review threshold was a thing. And, whatever. But okay, that's something that it looks for. And then there's this other site that I had never heard of. And it was having an outsized influence on now I can't. I want to say it's local expert, but that's not it.
Okay.
Something in that like variety, like of that ilk.
Just another website that has like a good SEO rank. So like when it's looking,
somehow,
it finds
some way,
it.
These guys are like jamming on And so I went in and it was all about real estate. And so it was, and so I went in and added a Studio USA profile. So I'd be like, what is this?
Oh, inside their website?
Yeah, inside their thing as like a, like a vetted business partner or whatever. And then I wanted to see, maybe it is local expert. I'll have to figure it out. But I was like, okay, well then how do we goose that? Because the top 10 list was accurate as far as they were all legitimately badass West Plano agents. But then it was like, where are they pulling data? Because so-and-so has, X number of transactions showing. And it's like, well, okay, those are old. So it's like this weird outdated data, but having an outsized influence on AI. Like, well, what's that all about?
Yeah, which sucks because people are starting to trust what the AI tell. If I say, who's the best roofer in McKinney, Texas? And like it comes back and it's like, oh, here's 5. Like number 6 doesn't get a phone call. Like, I'm sorry. Like
number 6 might be
the best, right? Yeah, because we're talking about Andrea Miller. Like, how do you get that antiquated data or something? Like, how do you get that cream to rise to the top?
There was a lot to do with the Google My Business profile, hitting the 25 review unlock, which then it ties into maps. And then if you have 25 reviews or more, it will give you the opportunity to be like in the what do they call it? Like the top 3, like the 3 pack, where it comes up on the map, where the top 3 or the 3 that come up. I don't know if they rotate it or if it's a organic thing or whatever. Just the more you come up and search, the more you come up. But that was the thing, and so it actually put her at number 5.
Okay,
and before she wasn't in there at all.
Cool.
Like, okay, now we're getting some
progress.
Yeah,
that's cool. That is a very, very interesting. On the horizon,
dude,
it's going to be all we're talking about. Like SEO is the thing. Like, I guess still people talk about SEO.
Now I wonder too is like, are we going to get to a place where like if you pay AI or if there's
I don't know. I don't know where
capitalist robots.
I don't know where this is all going. I mean, it's eventually robots talking to robots.
Yes. And, I mean, like even right now, there's AI videos with bots commenting
all the time. Yeah, Corey will show you a whole long list. I've fallen for some of the. Lacey Brucci has a good AI. I saw one of hers yesterday, and I had to watch it twice to be like, is that Lacey? Because she's educating long form a lot, and God forbid, I mean, she just wouldn't have the time to do. All of those videos.
And it's just so crazy. So, and then the other thing that I've been monkeying with is, so like, for whatever reason, YouTube loved me and Ashley. Like the shorts, that just went bonkers, like the 2,000 views in a day.
Her little, I'm no longer willing to accept less than I am worth or whatever, her little statement there, I was like, boom.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm like, shit. I'm like, okay, that's why we do this.
Yeah.
But it was like, for whatever reason, of course, like attractive blonde or whatever in the thumbnail never hurts, know.
Right. Yeah,
and then there's me, whatever. Okay, so I'm bringing down the property value, but whatever. So we'll do another show on Thursday, Winning Women on Wednesday. Anna will probably be in tomorrow. Teresa's got another episode tomorrow, and I think tomorrow that will close her out for the year. So
okay. Should be locked in through December.
So for all you proactive people out there, it's possible to do enough content to be done, and technically she would have been done the last time she was here, but
I don't think I've ever had a client like that.
So me neither. Not like that.
It's
level.
like, oh, I'm going to get ahead. I'm 2 months ahead of schedule. Like I'm ready. Like I got things in the hopper. Like
yes.
Like who?
Yeah, because like the only thing that we will do that is taking any effort in December is we're going to go live from DPR because we did the test drive with Michelle in the lobby. So then it'd be like, okay. And then I think we'll probably do a year in review where I'll probably take, this will be another AI extravaganza where I'll look to see, okay, can I take everything that she's done on the interviews and can I make a 4-hour compilation that then Opus Clips or something goes in and makes like 90-second to 3-minute segments, then edit those together or keep it as 16 by 9. And so that's going to be my test, because to try to pan for gold in like 8 hours worth of stuff is brutal. Even when it's good, but she's done at least one interview a month. So that's technically probably closer to 12 hours of stuff, because she'll go anywhere like from 30 to 45 minutes. And then a couple of times it was like really good and she just kept going. I'm like, knock yourself out. But like there, I wanted to do like a best of, for the year and like the year in review. So that'll be an AI experiment.
Very cool. All right. Well, that's it. I gotta run.
All right,
I'm
brother.
late now. All right. Take care. Y'all have a good rest of your week.
Now.